Well, it is that time for Genshin. It is, I guess, that time of the year, right? We're creeping in on the third anniversary. So we had a live stream for 4.1, and it is going to be a major one, being that it is the odd patch, right? The odd number seems to always have the major ones besides the beginning, right? 4.0 is an exception because that's the beginning of the region or whatever, but it's always the ones after. It's always the even patches after that are relatively dry or just kind of, they're basically the transition to the odd ones. And the odd ones have the juicy ones, and this is no exception. 4.1 is going to feature, like a new story, chapter of the story, and also, of course, powerful characters right off the bat, and there's more to it, of course. Overall, I think that the overall like sort of sustenance of this, third anniversary stream, pretty much, it's like, yeah, there's all this like good standard stuff with characters and whatever and whatnot, events. I'm still like very dissatisfied with it because of how they treat the players, right? Overall, we haven't had the updates that we were really asking for. Instead, they all go to Starro for some reason, which is great. But where's the love for Genshin Impact, right? That game got so big, got a lot of money, has a lot of players still, I believe, and yet it's being treated like the weird sort of like stepchild or the middle child. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. By the third year, right? You would think that it would start to sort of rev the engines at least, but now it's still just like coughing and kind of getting by, when it's quite admittedly interesting to see how they can just go about that. Let's not get into that too much. Let's get the good stuff out of the way. I'm gonna do this right on top of my head, but of course there is a new story for it. New chapter for 4.1. Our hero is going to be falsely charged so that we can investigate the prison. Probably break a child out of there because he's not going to jail for reasons. And because he's being a bad guy. And he has been found guilty of himself. So anyway, we're gonna go rescue him. I'm assuming anyway. We're gonna learn all about the prison. And Risley is like, I don't know if he's like the chief warden or one of the wardens. I'm not too sure. I don't know if he's like the top guy at that prison, but he is definitely one of the top for sure. If he is, cool. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, he definitely looks like he deserves that title. And speaking of Risley was one of the characters I really wanted to go for. He looked really cool right off the bat, and ever since that first Fontaine trailer, at least one of them anyway, where they like reveal a bunch of characters at once, and he looked really cool. He looks really cool. The fact that he boxes and stuff like that. He's one of the melee fighters that is under the Catalyst weapon class. So that is, another cool one. Starting with Hazel, of course, right? I kind of stated a while back that these catalysts are going to be used for other things. And we have two of them coming in fact, with not only Risley, but Newfoundland too is a catalyst user. I mean, he's more of a catalyst user than Risley, definitely. But anywho, Ryzen looks really sick. He kind of reminds me of like a mixture of like Jin and some like punk stuff and blah 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 blah, like metal and all that stuff. It's actually really cool. I like the gloves, the color scheme, black and red and all that stuff. Great. I swear, if he had the same voice actor for Jin, it would have been really hard for me to choose. But he has the same voice actor for Jotaro, which is actually pretty cool. So I'm sure the JoJo fans are eating good in that department alone. With the voice alone, I mean, not themselves alone. You know what I mean? Anyway, not trying to bag on the JoJo fans. So that's cool. I believe it's Ono Daisuke or Daisuke Ono, depending on how you pronounce or read the name. So yeah, he's really cool. He's a cryo catalyst user through and through, which I could have used, right? Because he seems to be a damage dealer, which I really don't have besides Ganyu. And Ganyu's kind of like, I don't know, not bad, just not my play style all the time. So having Ryzen would have been like that itch, right? And filling that gap definitely to have that cool looking DPS dealer or DPS character. That could have been sick. On top of being really cool, melee fighter, brawler, whatever you want to call it. It's really cool to see that they're bringing in more of those kind of fighters. And yes, I'm actually heading to work, but I've got to talk about it somehow, in some way. Anyway, I really like the game that much, right? So, anyway, yes, Ryzen was somebody I really wanted to pull. Why? At some point, I didn't expect Nuclear to be really cool, that cool, right? There's some lore behind him, and he's got a lot of power, in the lore. And it seems like in the in-game as well, so I'm going to pull for him. And in fact, I am absolutely guaranteed to get him. So, and on top of that, I have way more than enough primos to try to go for the weapon. And if I'm lucky, I'm going to probably try to go for C1. And on top of that, if I have to, or if I really wanted to, I might drop in some money for him because he's that cool, right? He's really that cool. I think it would definitely be, getting the money's worth within the gadget scope. So yeah, if you are in those kind of games. So I think it'd definitely be a good attempt to try to get him, pretty good as much as possible with his weapon. Go for C1 because that is the one that adds interruption resistance. Now, yes, you could get away with having a shield. That could work. But, wouldn't you prefer to have that built into him? So yeah, they're definitely having that sort of like, not pay to win, but pay to feel better, right? About using and such like that. So, Risley and Nuclear are really cool, but I'm choosing Nuclear over Risley. I have to. And I could spread it out and try to get both of them, but I have to wind up using these wimpy weapons that I have in comparison. So I am dying for some new weapons, so that's why I think it is optimal for me to try to go for some weapons this time around, just to see what 4-star weapons I get along the way, because I feel like I'm lacking in that department at this point. So I could use some of those weapons. That's why I'm, capitalizing off of Nuclear's weapon. That way, along the way, I get some decent 4-star weapons, in that process. So yeah, that's why I'm doing that over just getting the two characters, right? It sucks because they're back to back. That's kind of like the killer, right? So in that situation for me, as someone who is a little more on the lower budget side, you know, I gotta choose. So this time around, I'm choosing New Bullet, and hopefully the next time Risley comes around for the rerun, I'm gonna get him. So hopefully I can get him and get him going at some point. So again, he looks really cool. I like his style and stuff like that. But yes, Nuvlet is going to be very powerful, especially if you build him right. So I already have his artifacts, I already have his weapon ascension materials and all that fun stuff farmed. I just gotta farm the other materials that come out during the 4.1 update, which is the boss and stuff like that. So that's gonna be fun. But I am definitely ready to get Nuvlet. Nuvlet is guaranteed, like for sure. That's why I am going for him. You know. So I already have somewhat of an alley-oop, and hopefully this my shot will be a solid slam dunk. You know, over just some like generic 2-point shot or something. You know. Hopefully I get lucky. And if I do feel lucky, I might go for C1 new bullet. We'll see. But for sure, the priority is to get new bullet and his weapon. So yeah. And again, if I don't get C1, I have the shields, right? Zhongli. Zhongli is an automatic team member for him. Other than that, throw in some Raiden, throw in some Kaza or something, you know? And that's already like a pretty solid damage team. And Zombie can just cover the quote-unquote healing or the sort of not desire for healing. I was trying to come up with a word for the no need, but anyway. Nuvlet is going to be very strong, I'm sure. So he will be a good feel-good character in that sense. So yeah, I am going to go for him. And then meanwhile, talked about the story right a little bit. Yeah. So it is crazy to bring it up like this, but it is crazy to see that it has been 3 years, right? It's been a good run so far, despite all the other like shortcomings, like the lacking updates in the places we actually need the drama that was around, especially with the voice actor incident with Tinari's voice actor. But luckily, they have a replacement. Right? And it did that quite swiftly and with class, essentially. So I'll give them that. Where it's really, really important, right? The real life stuff. That's the important stuff for these happening. But anyway. What else was gonna say? Oh yeah, the recent like hacking stuff that happened. They are still, I'm assuming, taking action, right? They just announced that they let us know that they know that it's actually hackers that were deleting these like in-game assets in a number of players' accounts, including like the trees, including materials, including bosses. So that's why they can't, actually get those materials. So that's actually really bad because it actually ruins the experience. And they seem to be handling it pretty well. So another important one covered for sure. So anyway, point being, 3 years. Pretty fucking crazy. Game is still fun, all in all, at its core. It's still maintaining that philosophy quite strong. Despite all that, like all the support, our willingness to give our time for the game, us writing for our characters and just living through the story and such like that. We still get only 2 free, at most, 10 summons. So 20 summons overall. That's crazy, man. That's just so, it's so weird. It's like they make so much money that they just wind up having this, attitude towards its players. It has made a lot of money. But their way of saying thank you is these other things, oh, we're making an anime with Ufotable, right? And then we have these concerts. We have these collaboration events with not in-games or not video game stuff, with KFC in China, so on and so forth. These clothing brands and stuff like that in Asian countries. Not here. So the players in the West, man, they get the short end of the stick at that. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But I still have fun with the game. I'm still gonna play it. But yeah, it's still just, I kind of find it funny, as much as it is kind of fucked up. But anyway, what else I wanted to bring up? So, yes, we're gonna get a glider, we're gonna get these monies and all the experience books and blah blah blah, right? It's just like little trinkets. Yeah, they're important, but where are the 10 summons, right? There's so many other gacha games that give us so much stuff during anniversary events. It's just so weird, right? For a game that big to do that. Meanwhile, the sister games like Honkai, Star Rail, and Impact Third get all this stuff, right? All the good updates, all the other stuff goes over there, especially Star Rail. The stamina update, and then now Genshin's doing kind of like what Star Rail is doing with the dailies. So maybe it's a sign of hope. But I wouldn't count on it being completely 1-to-1 in terms of those areas. Hopefully we'll get something along the way for free polls in Genshin, but we'll see. That's really the important stuff that I wanted to cover for the update. Other than that, we had some concerts, we had other events too. There's a leyline overflow, I think, or there's some sort of overflow with the talent books or something like that. New boss, of course. That's why New Bullet, farming will continue. There definitely is other stuff to mention, right? Oh yeah, all the voice actors saying their thanks. That's filler stuff. I mean, it's nice, but we're here for the game, right? For reals, right? But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. Nothing else comes to mind really. Codes for free gems. The usual stuff. Otherwise, yeah, it's just the usual stuff, update, new area, new characters. But yeah, just wanted to talk about it though, because it's the anniversary, and guess what? We didn't get much for the anniversary. What a shocker. What a shocker. So, I just want to get all that out of the way, and I think that's pretty much it. So for all the major stuff, if there's some stuff missing, that means it wasn't major to me enough for me to remember. Yeah, I definitely wanted to cover at least Risley, New Valet, the story, the anniversary stuff that we got, quote unquote. Yeah, so. Oh yeah, in the daily commissioned update, which is, yeah, it is major, but still there are other things to be updated. Maybe we'll get there eventually. If enough players complain about it, especially from China, maybe we will get some stamina update for Genshin as well. Hopefully that works out. Oh yeah, and oddly enough, they made it even easier for you to ascend your player rank. So that's pretty funny because Genshin, I guess overall, is supposed to be that casual game, despite having really cool combat core mechanics. That's why us combat enthusiasts in Genshin are kind of just like aching for more of that, and yet all the other stuff like the Serenity Pot, the TCG, basically all the non-combat stuff are getting the updates. Otherwise, we get the standard updates like the story, characters, and blah blah blah, right? And yet, why are we getting these characters? The combat. I don't want to go over that again. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you very much. This has been a long enough video. So if anyone who plays Genshin has any comments about Genshin 4.1, are you excited? Are you getting Nuvolet? Are you getting Risley? Are you getting the other characters in the banner? I forgot to mention, which is Hawke Talks and Venti, right? Venti is in Risley's half, and then Hawke Talks is with Nuvolet. We don't know the 4 stars just yet, but it looks like, I don't know, from what the word on the street is, not for me, but definitely for the newer players, I think they need those characters more than I do. So that's good, I guess. And yeah, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Really appreciate it, guys. So I definitely cannot wait for this Genshin update to come up in about 2 weeks now. I'm about to bust, man. I'm about to burst with those Dreamo gems. I'm gonna get Nuvolet, hopefully the weapon too, and have at it, So I wish y'all the luck, whoever wants Nuvolet and Risley, and of course the other rerun characters. And hope you all have fun with the game, with the update, importantly. So thank you very much. I'll see you all in the next one. Sean out.